Hi, this is Jodi. Welcome to my 2018 Stampin' Up! Holiday Catalog tour. What I'm going to do today is just walk you through page by page and show you some of the new products. And if you could see my table right now, there's products and samples all around me that I'm going to pull in as we do this tour. So first of all, this is the lovely front of the catalog. And some of you, if you've watched my videos, have heard me talk about Caitlin Zumbach, and she is a team member of mine, and more impressively, she's a product designer and concept artist at Stampin' Up! And she actually made all of these projects that you see on this cover. She is a very, very talented girl. So let's go ahead and get started. Very first page spread here. What is really easy to miss is this awesome product shown right down here. It's the Christmas Traditions Punch Box. And I want to pull that in so that you can see it. It's about 8 inches by 8 inches and then about 3 inches deep here. And I'm going to pull off the cover and show you, oh, you're seeing reflections of my ceiling fan and all sorts of things here. Sorry about that. So you get this punch, and then there's a 6-piece stamp set that of course works with that punch. There's a clear block in here if you haven't gotten one of those already, and a Call Me Clover and a real red ink spot. And those are just great to have on hand because sometimes it's nice to have just that little spot of ink. If you wanted to take a project to go somewhere and work on, that tin would be ideal. And then of course, once you're done, stamping with it, you could always use that tin for other purposes. This is a project that I made. This is some gold foil paper that I embossed. And then this is the image right here from that stamp set. And I used black ink on this one. But that's just a quick sample. I'm actually doing my free card kit in the mail, the one that I do every month. My October, so next month's kit, is featuring this punch box. So you will see a lot of samples with that. So stay tuned for that. All right, next is the All Is Bright Suite. And you can see here there's a big stamp set. This has 28 photopolymer images, $27. It's got coordinating thinlits, and don't miss here where you can bundle and save, where if you get the stamp set and thinlits together, you save 10%. Let me pull in really quickly. This is from one of those thinlits. This is the copper glimmer paper. And I just cut that out. And you can attach this either with the fine tip glue pen, the Tombow multi-purpose glue, or you can stick the adhesive sheet on the back of the glimmer paper, then run it through your Big Shot, and then you're essentially making this into a sticker. Also down here, you see the Swirls and Curls embossing folder, and I just wanted to pull a sample in to show you that texture. And then I have a few samples. I'm gonna pull this out so I can throw stuff down here and get it off my table once I show you. Okay, you see that same embossed image here and the same Mary. A couple other elements on here. This is some designer paper from another suite actually that just looks great with this as well. This is from a demonstrator named Catherine. So I did some card swaps and got lots of other swaps from other demonstrators. This one is from a demonstrator, Kim. So this is that same Mary, but just cut out with red cardstock. And then this one I did, and I used the Mary and Christmas images from the stamp set, so I did not use the thinlits on this one. Used some designer paper and added some of the little gold accents there. Next thing, this is where you'll notice the All Is Bright designer paper. If you haven't already, I shared a video that Stampin' Up! Did showing all of the designer paper, and it shows each of them, each pattern up close. So I'm not going to take the time to do that because they did a really good job with their videos. So just be sure to check that out so that you can see all of the different patterns. So this is another one that I'm going to be using as a future card kit. So I will show you lots of samples with this in the next couple of months. Dashing Deer. This has been a really popular one. These card swaps I'm doing, lots of samples with this Dashing Deer. It also has detailed deer thinlits, and of course you can bundle and save. So I'm just going to share some of these with you. This is some nice copper foil paper, and then this is some specialty designer paper as well. This one is from a demonstrator named Jan. There's this one here from Amy. that same specialty paper. This ribbon I'll show you again too. It's gorgeous. This one is from Jennifer, and this has a new corrugated embossing folder, which will come up on in the catalog very quickly. One of the little red rhinestones looks really cute on that card too. This one I really like because if you see down here, this image of the deer like bending over like that, I just think it is stunning the way they did that. Just this whole card I really, really like. It's very simple, but there's just a lot of details on this one, and of course the new buffalo check background. This is from Sandy. Ooh, this one I didn't even notice has a little bit of sparkle. I think you can see that in the background. This is a new embossing folder as well on our gold foil paper. This one is from a demonstrator named Susan. You can see the gold foil right there as well. So lots and lots of samples with that one. Like I said, what I'm sharing with you today is just a small sampling of the projects that I have, either that I've made or that I've gotten as swaps. So make sure that you are part of my Facebook group and that you've liked my business page on Facebook so that you don't miss out on any of the projects that I share. The next page, there's the beautiful baubles and of course some coordinating thinlits. This is a card that I got. This was from Hattie, and this is a really pretty card. You can see the glitter on there when I hold it just right. Just a fun coastal cabana with smoky slate and some dazzling diamonds glimmer paper in the background. Really a pretty card. On this side, we have the Alpine Adventure. And this is a card. This one is from Joyce. You're noticing, hopefully, this punch, this little sprig here. There's vellum, there's glimmer, there's regular cardstock. This is on a lot of the cards. I'm just going to pull another one in real quickly. One of the first Christmas cards that I showed you down here in the copper foil. It's a very versatile punch, and I think you'll find yourself using that one a lot. Also on this page that you could somewhat easily overlook is right here, the foil edged cards and envelopes. You can get a package of gold or a package of silver, and I just wanted to pull that in to show you. It's the regular 5.5 by 4 1/4 card size that we typically make. It's got the gold foil around the edge, white inside, and then the gold foil around the edge of the envelope. I will point out that this is a little bit of a thinner cardstock than we typically have, and the envelopes are a little bit thinner than we typically have as well. So they're great, don't get me wrong. I just want to manage your expectations so that if you order these, you are getting what you expect. This you can get 20 note cards with envelopes for $9.50, either gold package or a silver package. Oh, this one. So back to Caitlin. This is her baby. She did everything with this. She designed the stamp set. She designed the designer paper. She chose the embellishments, that corrugated embossing folder. It's all her. So we had a team retreat in August, and she flew in from Utah here to Michigan and shared with us, and of course was just able to visit with her, and she made one of these for each and every person at our retreat. So this is from her festive farmhouse suite that she designed, and she made this for each of us, and you can see the sewing on here, the embossing here, heat embossing. There are just so many details on this card, and we are just all really excited to get our very own card from her. One other thing I wanted to show you with this is the card tin. This is, it fits, like our regular cards, the 4 1/4 by 5.5 cards. It's got a nice lid here. This is great if you want to give a gift of cards this Christmas, if you're looking for a way to store the cards that you make so that you can easily grab them when you need them. This tin is great for that. So the tin is about 6 inches by, 6 3/4 by 4 by 5 3/8. So it's a good size tin. Okay, moving right along. We've got some really nice sets here, some new Stampin' blends. These are Real Red and Shaded Spruce. Just a great variety. I really feel like there's just something for everyone in this catalog. There's a very, very good variety of products. The Santa's Workshop Suite. This is one, I know I said I wasn't going to show you the designer paper, but this is one I just want to pull the package in quickly and just pull out, I'll just pull out this one sheet. There's flocking on this, and I'm not sure that that's really obvious in the video that Stampin' Up! Did. So I think you can see on those snowflakes. It's just got some texture. It's called flocking, and it just gives it some dimension and texture. And all of the sheets have that. At one point or another, somewhere on the sheet, there's some texture there. So this, again, the paper is just adorable, and it coordinates with the stamp set and the framelits. You can use these framelits not only when you stamp these images, but you can use these framelits on the designer paper as well. So you can, like this Mrs. Claus, you can take the Mrs. Claus framelit, put it right over there, and cut that out of the designer paper as well. So that's pretty cool. On this page, there's Memories and More card packs, and we have these new Memories and More cards and envelopes. So these are designed, as I've been saying, our regular card is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Well, these cards, the card base and the envelope are 4 by 6 because that's the size of our Memories and More cards, 4 by 6 or 4 by 3. And so for this one, I was able to take part of one of those cards, stick it on here with some cardstock, and just stamp the Merry Christmas down on the bottom. And this was a ridiculously quick and creative card. It was really, really fast to put together. This one, same thing. This is one of the smaller 4 by 3 cards. Took some of the, one of the Memories and More cards, just did a little bit of layering here, stamped an image, added some red rhinestones. So these card bases are a great way to, you know, just have some cards ready to go that you can easily and quickly put together. I will mention that this one, the 3 by 4, is too small to send in the mail, but you could easily stick this in with a gift that you are handing to someone. The other 4 by 6 will definitely mail. Some more stamp sets here. I do have a sample. This one is from Cindy, and it's the So Santa down here. Living in Michigan, I definitely associate Santa with snow, but of course in other parts of the world, that's not how it is. So it's nice to have this stamp sit in there for people who don't get snow at Christmas time. You can see the glimmer that she put on there. Oh, this right here. Let me reach. So this tags and tidings. What you need to realize about this is that this is one big stamp. So this, when I inked that up with black ink and stamped it on my cardstock, that is one big stamp. All these separate little parts are part of one big stamp. So I can stamp it like this. I could do tone on tone and do a background more like they did here on this card. Or I can stamp them in black like I did on some white and then use the coordinating thinlits down here and cut these all out. I did add a little bit of color with a few markers. I had a real red, Call Me Clover, and Pineapple Punch markers that I just did a little bit of coloring. The holes or little spots like that, those are all in there when you cut it out with the thinlet, so they're ready to go for some twine ribbon to attach to your gifts. So that is pretty cool. Let's see, what else did I want to say here? This Angels on Earth, I got a swap card with that. This is from Janice, and you can see a little bit of glimmer on this one. A nice sentiment and greeting with that. Joyous Noel. This is another one. I just have to pull the paper in to make sure that you see that it's a specialty paper. And again, I'm just going to pull out this top one here so that you can see. You see that copper foil on there. And several samples I showed you earlier actually had that, so you probably did see that. But this is definitely a specialty paper with that copper foil. Also part of this suite is the glimmer paper. And this is copper, Merry Merlot, and Tranquil Tide. And this is really, really pretty and sparkly paper. The ribbon, this is that Merry Merlot and copper ribbon. So I wanted to show you, you've got more of a copper side here and more of the Merlot with the copper on the edges on this side. Very pretty reversible ribbon. This is also where you'll find that sprig punch that I referred to that you see on many of the samples. This next card is from a swap, and this is from a demonstrator, Tina, and she did some heat embossing with copper on here to coordinate with the copper foil in the specialty paper, and there's that ribbon again. And then one more from this. I got to take it out of the envelope, sorry. This is one that I did. This is actually a different greeting from a different suite, but that's what's nice. You don't have to only use these stamps with these products. And then I also pulled in some ribbon from the annual catalog that's got some copper too. So don't forget about all of the coordinating products in the annual catalog when we get a new catalog like this. Sometimes that's easy to do. We focus on the new and forget all of the awesome things that we have. The Take Your Pick tool. I am going to talk more about that, but I just want to point it out. If you are interested in a multi-purpose tool to help you with picking up sequins and just all those little things you need, that is going to be great for you. Okay, 2 kits here. This is the Christmas tag kit, and I'm just going to show you those quickly. Kits are really easy to put together. You end up getting 30 tags, so there's 6 each of 5 designs. They've all got some foil on them. Some little jingle bells on this one. They come in this tin, which is about 4 inches by 4 inches, and then 4 3/4 of an inch high. And then this also has the instructions that come with it, so you don't have to worry about not knowing how to do this. They're really easy and very clear instructions. On this side is the Timeless Tidings card kit, and this card kit literally blows my mind. It is so gorgeous. You end up with 20 printed cards. You get envelopes that coordinate. You get either the green stripes or the red stripes. And then these cards, they are so pretty. This watercolor look here, that comes printed. There's these gold foil pieces on each card. All you're doing is adding the gold foil, stamping the greeting, and putting on these little colored rhinestones. It's really easy to put together, and just a stunning result. I think these cards are gorgeous. You end up with 20 cards and envelopes, and the kit is $20. This stamp set here is what you use with it, just like this stamp set is what you use with the tags. So what I did is I went ahead and used some of that Festive Farmhouse, I think that's the name. Oh, you know, the one Caitlin did, the Festive Farmhouse. I used some of the twine and paper from that, but then I pulled together the Merry Christmas and the tree from this stamp set. So just because this stamp set was designed to coordinate with this kit doesn't mean you can't do your own thing with it. This I just stamped, like I inked it up and then with Mossy Meadow and stamped it 2 times. Inked it, stamped it 2 times. That's how I got the 2 different shades there. Okay, moving along. This is one of those distinctive stamp sets. It gives lots of detail. This Frosted Floral. Again, gotta pull in the paper because it really is frosted. It is, I don't think we've ever had paper like this. You can see it's just got that shimmer to it. It is stunning. The papers in this catalog are just absolutely stunning. A great variety, and the specialty papers are, they just really outdid themselves. That reminds me, I do have a paper share for the holiday catalog. If you're interested in that, you get a sampling where you get 45 6x6 sheets, and it's $15. So definitely check that out if you are interested in that. This First Frost, this is a swap card that I got from Kim. You can just see the really pretty colors with this blackberry, granite. It's got some mint macaron here, and oh my goodness, Tranquil Tide. Sorry. Lots of pretty here, and it's kind of neat to have more of a Christmassy, or winter, I should say, not Christmassy, but a winter stamp set that's still floral based. That's pretty fun. Okay, these pages here. This card, let me see. This one is from Mary. This is one of those silver note cards with the envelope, like I showed you the gold before. And Mary did this, added lots of sparkle on this card. You see that. The buffalo check, I'm going to do a whole separate video with this because there is just so much you can do with that. Changing the color of the background, it's just crazy what you can all do with that stamp. Shimmer paints. If you've been around a long time, you know that we've had shimmer paints in the past and they are back and I can't wait to play with them some more. This beautiful blizzard. So you can take this big thinlet, one big thinlet, and cut out the snowflakes. So I did that. I cut out all the snowflakes. You might be able to see there's some shimmer paint around the edges here because what I did is I used this as a template, set it over some Night of Navy cardstock, and just sponged on some, I must have gone this way, sponged on some shimmer paint. So I just used a little dauber and sponged some shimmer paint on like that. And so you can get a background like this. And of course you could use this for something fun too. The snowflakes that I cut out of there is what I used to make these two cards. And I also used some brush show on these as well. So just some fun snowflake cards there. You can also use this thinlet to emboss with our impressions pad. And so you use the impressions pad, it doesn't cut through all the way, it does embossing like this. And then there's this last page here with some more cute sets, little ice skates, owl, flourish. That is all I'm going to show you right now in this video. This video is getting to be kind of long and I don't want to do too much at once. This is part one. So part one is all Christmas of the holiday catalog. I also have a part two, so make sure you look for Stampin' Up! Holiday Catalog Tour Part 2, and that's where I'll show you the rest of the catalog here, our fall and Halloween items and some samples. So make sure you stay tuned for that. I would love to send you one of these holiday catalogs if you don't have one already. If you don't have a demonstrator that you work with, please reach out to me. I will get one in the mail to you right away. And subscribe to my YouTube channel. You won't miss anything else that I share. Thanks so much for watching.